Border Patrol chief. Mark, thanks for being with us. First, your reaction to the president declaring national emergency to fund his border wall.
Look, from my experience as a law enforcement and border security aspect, not from some political ideology, right or left, in my opinion, the president had no choice. Congress has failed. They've continued to fail. This bill was a failure with respect to doing what the men and women, the experts, have asked, the tools and resources they need. This bill was a failure. They left the president no choice but to do what he's doing, and I support. And real quick, your last guest, with all due respect, he can't speak for the men and women of the United States Border Patrol. I can. I was there, and I feel very comfortable speaking for them. Right now, they are applauding this president. He is listening to them, especially with the facts on the drugs coming through the ports. The president is right.
I know you support the wall, so let's just take piece by piece here. Is this a national emergency when you consider southern border arrests have dropped dramatically over the past couple of decades? They're going down, not up.
Yeah, so that's a false narrative. So first of all, let's take that apart real quickly. One of the reasons that they've gone down is because we've applied a multi-layer strategy of barriers, technology, and personnel, which is what the experts are still wanting, which Congress didn't do. The other element of that is
But Congress did just do that in the border security passage, the spending bill the president just signed. In fact, it was $23 billion total when it comes to border security, with the barrier piece being $1.375 billion of that.
Exactly, and that's the key part. They didn't give them resources. They're not giving them enough technology in between the ports, and they're not giving the physical barrier on it, which is the key element of that multi-layer strategy, which in part in the past has reduced the illegal immigration that you talk about and want to twist around. In Yuma, Arizona, 23 miles of physical barrier, technology, and personnel, the illegal immigration went from 150,000 to 15,000. It works. We need more of it, and the experts will tell you they need more of it, and Congress is not listening to them.
But you know, a wall still won't keep people from crossing. Just this week, you mentioned Arizona. CBP put out this video showing migrants using a ladder, climbing over the wall that's already at the border in Arizona.
Yeah, exactly. Another false narrative. So look at that wall. That wall is an ineffective wall. That wall needs to be replaced and upgraded. And then another part is no one has ever said that a wall is 100% effective, Anna. That's the false narrative.
Yeah.
Sure, it's going to be defeated, but it's still 80 to 90% effective. It still works. When was the last time a 90% effective strategy, all of a sudden you say it doesn't work? Of course they're going to get over it. Of course they're going to get under it. But overall, it's effective.
I hear what you're saying, but is it an emergency? On the issue of the drugs, we're about the facts first here at CNN. The president said it's wrong, that it's a lie, that most drugs come through ports of entry. Sure, we do know there are drugs that are coming as well across the border in between ports of entry, but it's DEA, it's Customs and Border Statistics that tell us otherwise. Do you have a problem with the president misleading the public on this? Again, maybe he's twisting the facts here. There is some we know of drugs coming across in between ports of entry, but that's not the majority.
So that's false. So actually your previous guest is twisting it. So let's break that down a little bit. So the statistics, we're talking about those drugs that are actually interdicted. And if you include, so if you look at meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl, the majority comes, this interdicted comes at the ports. But if you throw in marijuana, which a lot of people don't want to talk about, pound for pound, the overall drugs, more are actually seized in between the ports. The other element that no everyone ever talks to, especially on this show, is the fact that the border is 60% porous, meaning there's not enough technology, personnel, or infrastructure to adequately safeguard the border. 60%. On it, we don't know what's getting through. So the experts will tell you, for every pound of narcotics that's seized in between the ports, there are countless that's getting through that we'll never know. So the president is right on that.
I really appreciate your perspective. Thank you, Mark Morgan, for joining us.
You bet. Thank you.